Hey folks, good afternoon. It's Coach Blue for you. And today's topic, we're going to talk about two popular topics that get a lot of comments, a lot of feedback, a lot of beliefs and thoughts, and that's love and hate. Love and hate. So, to start off with, um, Dwayne Blue thinks, or Coach Blue thinks, that they're not what you believe or the perception that most people have. I think they're totally wrong. And I'll talk about that as we go through this. So, love and hate. The definition of love is of having warm attraction, affectionate feelings towards somebody. The definition of hate is having an intense dislike or hostility, anger or disgust or distrust towards someone. So the dictionary describes them as feelings. Um, I think that they're not feelings, and these are my bullet points of talking love, hate, and my little bullet points. But the first one is about decision versus a not feeling. I don't think that love is a feeling. I don't think hate is a feeling. I think they're a decision. I think people decide to love, and I think people decide to hate. I think we're taught what love should be or what we think love is, and it becomes a feeling. I feel good about this. It's exciting. I'm happy, and I feel this way about a person. So that's often thought of or misconstrued as love. Extreme like, extreme lust is often confused as love. On the opposite side, hate. I think people say, well, hate is taught. People teach people how to hate, and there is some truth to that. But at some point in time, everyone who grew up in the world or society or environment where they were taught to hate something or somebody, many of those people grew up and had a life where they didn't hate those people they were taught to hate. So it wasn't a feeling at that point. It became a decision because somewhere in their mind they decided that was wrong. I don't agree with that. I'm going to decide to have a different thought or belief and not have that type of thought or feeling. So from off the start, I don't believe love is a feeling, and I don't believe hate is a feeling. I believe they're both decisions that we make about what we do or about who we interact with on either side of the rainbow or the fence, be it love or hate. Quick example on a decision when it comes to love is many of those who have children, you love your children. No matter how bad they are or how screwed up they may be or things they like, or even your loved one, your spouse, your wife, your husband, brother, sister, or whatever in your family, you may love them, but there are times where you extremely dislike them. You don't like them, and you don't like them because that's a feeling. You don't feel like you like them. You don't feel happy about them. You don't like them, and that's a feeling that's internal. But at the same time, you still love them. That's a decision. So that's one of the emphasis or one of the reinforcements to show you that love is not a feeling, it's a decision because you decide that you're going to love somebody or love something as you decide that I'm going to hate something or hate somebody as well. So they're decisions. An ultimate question I'm going to let you think about throughout the whole video, and we'll touch upon it towards the end, is can we achieve true love as human beings? I'm not sure that we can. And I'll give you this brief breakdown on why, and that is God, or whoever you believe in Christianity, God is love. That's what we preach. God is loving, He's caring, He's all knowing, but God is love. The word love equals God. He is a loving God. Well, if it's impossible for us to love like God, and I think that because God has made every single one of us, but He knows before He made us how we would turn out. He knew what choices we would make, good, bad, or indifferent, but He still chose to make us and put us out here on this earth and give us the freedom of choice. Even though He knew most of our choices or some of our choices would not be good, but He still loved us enough to make us. How many of us as adults or humans, if you knew that your child was going to be the worst person and human mankind has ever encountered based off their acts or what they do or their disposition, would you still have that child? 9 out of 10 times the answer is no. You probably wouldn't, because you wouldn't want that burden or want to be associated with, that's my child, or I made that, or technically in a situation. But God has enough love that's beyond our understanding. He can create something He knows is going to be the worst fuck up in the world. He's going to make it anyway because He still gives that person a choice. Even though God knows that the choices that person is going to make are going to be bad, He still gives that person a shot, knowing how they're going to turn out. That's incredible. I don't even know if we can even comprehend that. But that's just something for the to think about on the surface as we go through the video. So briefly, we talked about love and hate. We talked about definitions. We talked about beliefs. We talked about feelings versus decisions. So I'm going to cross that up. The decisions and feelings. I talked about extreme like and dislike. I actually also talked about some of the definition of love and hate as well. Um, I believe there's different levels of love and there's different levels of hate. Uh, just like there's different levels of everything. So there's extreme levels of love. I guess the most extreme level is the level of where God is or whoever your creator is. And a lower level of love would be, um, you know, maybe something as simple as, you have a love for somebody as a fellow man or a fellow human, as a lower level love. Not just because they're human or they're like you. You share some commonalities. Same thing with hate. There's different degrees of hate. You may hate or dislike something because of uh, what they've done or what they're doing, but maybe not to the extent of where you want to see them tarred, feathered, and burned and dismembered. Just so many different levels of love and the acts or decisions of our actions behind what love is, as well as what hate is. But remember, we're looking, since they're decisions, we're looking at the actions that people decide to do based off of their decision about what level of hate or what level of love they really have. You know what? And in Dwayne Blue's world, also, Coach Blue, I don't actually think we even know what hate is. I believe love was created and there is love out there, but I think hate is something that man created. And here's why. If we truly believe that God is love and he is about love and that's who he is and what he embodies, he made everything, did he not? So if he made everything, including Lucifer, which became the devil, he was the number one angel in God's program. Angel number one. So if God made him and he was angel number one, why would he have made him to hate if God is love? Can he make stuff to hate that hates? So is the devil really about hate? I think the devil's about deceit. I think he's about distrust. He's about disorganization. He's about confusion. He's about deception. But I'm not sure if he's really about hate. I think we give him more credit than what he's really due. Remember, he was angel number one, and he decided, I don't want to follow God's program no more. I want to be top dog. So I want to create my own world. I want to go over here and do my own thing because I think I'm just as powerful, or I think I got what you got. He's not even close. So, being that God made everything, he made him. I don't think he imposed hate into any of us. I think the devil has all these negative impositions that he uses as resources to help supply himself, or to help make himself valuable or useful per se. But as far as hate, hate is made man-made. Man-made hate. Man-made hate for his own selfish reasons. The devil's got his own program, and I'm not endorsing it or saying it's good, but he's got his own program. But I don't think hate is part of it. We give him hate, we put that on part of his plate. But I think hate came from man. Man has always, especially when it comes to religion, man has always looked for the two opposing forces: heaven, hell, good, evil, bad, good, night, day. So, in order for religion to, now I'm not talking about spirituality, in order for religion to progress, there has to be definitive oppositions. In this conversation, love and hate. So, love is what God created, and if the devil is over here on the opposite side of God, who created love, then the devil had to be part of hate. But remember, God made the devil, God made Lucifer. He decided to change his name, he decided to leave, he decided to be who he has become to be. So, I don't know, something to think about. So, those are my thoughts. So, man made hate. Man uses love and hate or oppositions to solely for as control measures to run his agenda in the world, run his agenda as far as religion, run his agenda as far as prosperity, run his agenda in my simple world, sales, and as far as which religion is better than the other, which one is more powerful, which one is right, which one is wrong. Um, it's crazy. Maybe I'll do one on religion at one time because it's interesting in my little world that Christianity has like 15,000 denominations. They all believe that Jesus is the Son of God and He's the Savior. But each denomination thinks their denomination is right and the other denomination is wrong, all within the realms of Christianity. The Islamic world does the same thing. They have different levels of Muslims that all have the same type of belief, and it's kind of weird. But getting off topic, back to love and hate. So we've talked about those few points that I wanted to mention about love, and I think it's a decision. Like hate is a decision. Um, it's they're not feelings. They're really decisions that are deep thought and deep rooted that come to light for you to decide which way you want to go and how you want to act upon things. So don't get confused about how you feel about something and which side of the realm you fit in with those feelings, whether it's love or it's hate. They're just decisions. They're just decisions. Um, Someone brought up that in the Bible, God talks about hate, and He does hate some things. The things they said God hates or things of like pride, lying, murder, evil plots, false witness, and troublemaking. And the more I read over those definitions or more of those things that God hates, and I went through a number of different resources to look up the definition and what they said, and they all had the same general position. But the words that they use is what troubled me. I hear words like evil plots, troublemaker. Like this, really? God hates that? Or is that man getting his foot in it again as another way to create these opposite realms of control, good versus bad, and that if you do these things or you have these acts, then God hates you. Hmm. So if you lie, God hates you. If you have pride, He hates you. If you're a troublemaker, He hates you. I don't know. I have some difficulty believing that's where God's coming from. So my thought is those were man-made beliefs or decisions or definitions for control that man has created on what God hates. I believe there's things that God dislikes greatly. I think there's things that God is very unhappy with, but those particular words I'm really not sure. But love and hate, they're two fiery subjects, two fiery topics. I think they're often confused. There's a lot of energy behind each of them in this world, to where there's very despicable acts that are performed in the realm of hate. We've talked about that with Black Lives Matter, and we talked about that with history and some of the things that have happened in atrocities with different groups, as far as blacks in America, Jewish culture in the Holocaust, American Indians. Um, every culture has atrocities which are often associated with hate. And at the same time, we're talking about it with these atrocities. On the other side, people are talking about love. We should love each other. Everyone should be come together and be peaceful, and we should love everybody and not have this discord that we have. But we don't even know what love really is. We really don't, because we're so imperfect. It's very hard for us to love in the way that we think we should love. Because the church talks about agape love, which equivalent to the love of God. And uh, like I said, I don't know if we can get there. I just there's so many factors and imperfections that we have, and decisions and judgments that we have about what we do or how we judge things, that having that type of love, we'd have to have no judgment, no prejudice, no tainted views. I mean, and just use my example I painted earlier about the religion of Christianity and how many different denominations there are within that. So if we've got all that discord and not miscommunication, but different concepts or different beliefs that I'm right and you're wrong all within the realm of Christianity because of a denomination, it questions, what do we really love, or how close are we really to it? If there's 55 denominations, I'm not making up a number, but I don't know how many there are. If there's that many different denominations within one specific religious group or the identification, something's wrong there. That's man again. Man has got his foot into it and kind of messing shit up really bad again. So I ask you to meditate on it, read more about it, think more about it on a spiritual level. Get more spiritually in tune with your Creator to experience maybe what love really is or what the intent for love should be. And you may never get there in your lifetime, but you may be able to get to a different level than where you're at right now. And in reference to the same thing with hate, get a better understanding what hate might be, and don't use it as an excuse, being, well, that's how I grew up, that's how I was taught, or that's what's around me, or someone did this to me, so I hate them. I mean, you don't have to like it now, but you don't have to hate, because I think that's man-made. You hate because you choose to. No matter how bad the atrocity, hate is still a decision. Remember, the feelings that go along or that you may associate with it are feelings of extreme dislike, extreme disgust, um, extreme on a negative aspect. So think about those things. You may not agree with anything I've said, but I do these videos for you to think about some things, have a different perspective, and to make you think a little bit different than what you've been taught or how you think on a daily basis. Everything we taught isn't right, and everything we've been taught's been by another man. How do we know that man that taught us it was right? Because another man taught him or her, and that's all it's been from the beginning of time. So it's Coach Blue signing out one more time for you. Hope this video shared something with you to help you. Please subscribe, hit the like button, share me with your family and friends, follow me on Instagram as well, and then follow me back here to YouTube to help my viewings. But most of all, people, I ask that you gain understanding. Most of all, peace.